This video explains how to adjust the dynamic gun press. Turn on the virtual mouse arrows. Here you can adjust the speed of the pointer. Here you can adjust the style of the pointer. Wheel switch gun. Pressing the wheel button calls out the pointer. Switch on the dynamic gun pressure. Enter the game. The numbers 1 and 2 correspond to two weapons. Now we're regulating the weapon 1. You can see the number 1. There's an asterisk here in the top left corner, representing the weapons we are regulating. If we need to adjust weapon 2, switching weapons, you can see that the asterisk is in front of the 2. Before adjusting the gun press, we need to set the sensitivity. Red dots, doubles, triples, quadruples and sixes are all a flat 30%. Easy adjustment of gun pressure. Click on the green hover bar. Click on the dynamic gun pressure switch. Click to open dynamic adjustment. Here you can quickly switch gears. There are a total of 5 gears that can be switched, so we can adjust the data for 5 common firearms. We can press 1 and F1, 1 and F2, 1 and F3. Quickly switch between different gears for gun pressure. The data is saved automatically after the adjustment is completed. Weapon 2 works the same way. 2 and F1, 2 and F2, you can switch quickly. Use F3 to adjust this gun. Stand, scut and fall are all independently adjustable. Now we'll adjust our stance. Now you can see the muzzle is up, proof that the weapon's recoil is too great to suppress. Before we adjust the dynamic gun press, first make sure the muzzle is down. That way there's room to adjust the gun pressure. We can press Shift and scroll wheel on the keyboard. Quickly adjustable gun pressure. Fire now. The muzzle is pressed down. Then we can adjust the values of the 6 segments. The position in red indicates the dynamic section of the current firing shot. This is the process of shooting the gun into 6 segments. We adjust the gun pressure in small intervals. This maintains the vertical stability of the firearm. Fire. The muzzleloader bullet trajectory in the first 3 segments is all the way down. We'll just reduce the values in the first 3 paragraphs. Then continue to fire and shoot, see the effect and adjust gradually. We're starting to see some downward pressure in the 4th and 5th segments too. Well, let's keep it down. Fire. You can see that the last section still has a downward pressure. We can continue to reduce the number of shots. Continuously adjust the gun pressure value according to the downward pressure of the bullet after firing. There is a downward pressure on the bullet trajectory of the 5th segment. Continue to reduce the pressure value. We are constantly fine-tuning the gun press values. Corrects vertical gun pressure stability. This fire is basically on a level line. Then we adjusted the squat suppression values. Normally the default is to squat with CO control. Z is for getting down. CO control, Z is associated with gun pressure. This one's linked. If we use other buttons for squatting, need to change the config of the keys. Using QE as an example. We're pressing QE now. There's no correlation effect here. Edit keys. Config. SCAD default is Ctrl+C. OK. For default is Z. OK. Now we press QE. You can see that there has been a change here. That's how you set it up for gun pressure. We crouch down and fire. You can see the bullet trajectory is downward pressure, proof that gun pressure is too high. We'll just reduce that. Let's fire and see what happens. Overall still down. Let's reduce the number of shots. Keep firing. Now the bullet trajectory moves upwards. We'll increase the gun pressure. This firing shot is basically just on a level line. We're regulating the downward spiral. Let's fire and see. It's moving downwards as a whole, proof that gun pressure is too high. We then need to reduce the value. Just fire a steady stream of shots. Let's change the magnification. Quadruple vision. No problem. Change the red dot. No problem with gun pressure. We'll crouch down and fire. Get A6 lens. That's it for this gun. It's all pressurized. Now we adjust weapon 2. Let's turn this off before we adjust it. Then switch to weapon 2. There is another situation. We fired with the muzzle up, no pressure. We're on camera now, but this isn't right. The opening mode set by the game needs to be synchronized with the opening mode set by the app. Click or long press. Synchronization is the only way to press the gun. If this opening shot is not correct, we can click R. This will recognize the gun pressure effect properly. Or in the case of incorrect identification, it's okay for us to press the space bar and go back to firing shots. Now we adjust weapon 2. 2 and F1, 2 and F2, 2 and F4 or 2 and F5. There are 4 gears to choose from. For example, right now I'm using F2 to make adjustments. Click to adjust dynamically. The methods of regulation are all similar. You need the bullet's trajectory to be overall downward for this to work. That way there's room to adjust the gun press segments. We can increase the gun pressure to 46. Fire. You can see that the muzzle is moving downwards as a whole. The first 2 segments are all downward pressure. Let's turn it down. You can see that the 5th and 6th segments of the bullet's trajectory are moving upwards, so we need to increase the gun pressure. Then you can adjust the gun pressure value of the segments. Depending on the trajectory of the bullet, gradually adjust the pressure value. We're almost there at this level. We regulate squatting. The muzzle is moving up, we need to increase the pressure. It's still not working, let's keep increasing the pressure. It's okay. Now adjust the downward spiral. Let's change the magnification. Triple mirror. Change the red dot again. No problems with gun pressure. Weapon 2 is adjusted. If we go into the game and pick up this weapon, you can press 1 and F3 or 2 and F3. Quickly switch to this gun press. Just switch to the corresponding gear when using different firearms.